out there in YouTube land. This is going to be part of our new segment that we're going to be unleashing. We're going to call it Tailgate Talk, and it's just going to be us out here on the tailgate of the truck talking about some topics. They're going to be mostly shorter ones. We're going to try and keep the videos to about 10 minutes or less. Today what we're going to be talking about is a little bit of tire maintenance. We're not going to get too far into it, but we're just going to touch on some basics. Now, when it comes to tires, there's three main causes for your tire failure, and they are overloaded. So if you overload the trailer, they are underinflated, and they are speed. Now what these three things do is they cause excessive heat, and excessive heat causes the tire to break down and of course causes it to fail. We don't want to blow out on the side of the road because, one, it takes away from our time camping, and two, it's a little bit dangerous to change a tire on the side of the road when you have other cars rushing by at 70 miles an hour. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand a few things about our tires. There's some numbers on here, and I know you guys aren't going to be able to see this in the video. I'm going to try and post some pictures of it in the video as well to sort of complement what I'm talking about here. But what we have, if you look at your tire, and this is whether you look at your tire on your truck or your car or your trailer, you're going to have some numbers. The first one on this particular tire is a 205. That's the height of our tire. The next number is 75. That's the width of the tire. That's how wide the tire is from here to here. Then we have a letter, which is R, which stands for a radial tire, and then the 14 is a 14-inch rim. Now the other thing that we need to be concerned with is we need to know what the max load of the tires are. Now on trailer tires, you'll see that there's two different loads here. There's one for a dual axle and one for a single axle. I have a dual axle on my Sonic 200 VML. So that's going to be a load of 1,750 pounds. Now, that load rating is at a given pressure. On this one here, we see max pressure is 50 psi. So at 50 psi on a dual axle trailer, this tire is good for 1,750 pounds. Now, another thing to consider when we're looking at our pressure for our tires is whether it's on your vehicle or on your trailer, usually there is also a chart in either the door jamb, usually it's on the driver's door of your vehicle, or on your trailer. I know on my particular trailer it is located next to the storage bin on the driver's side. There's a chart there, and it'll tell you all the tire sizes, what they're rated for, and it'll tell you what the pressure is. Now you'll notice that they say cold tire pressure. That means you have to check the tires and fill them when the tires are cold. That doesn't mean do it in the winter time. It means do that before you guys have started driving down the road. To check our tire pressure, we're going to need a tire pressure gauge, and we'll check the tire pressure right off the valve stem on the tire. And I think we're done with this for now, so I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way real fast. Now, some things with tire pressure gauges. I prefer the digital tire pressure gauges only because they are very easy to read. The thing about gauges and the little pencil style tire pressure gauges is it is a little bit up to interpretation, because if you look at it on like an angle, if you were to look at it, you have to look at it perfectly straight on to get the number. And if you were to look at it at a slightly angled one way or the other, it's going to change that, because just because of the shape of your eye, it causes the needle to deviate a little bit. And I'm not going to go into all the scientific about why that happens, but the thing about a digital gauge is it reads out 35 psi. And it shows 35 psi whether you turn it this way, that way, look at it upside down, it doesn't matter. You can get these at AutoZone, Walmart, Target, Napa. You can get them at gas stations. There's really no reason to not carry one of these in your car. Keeping your tire pressure inflated is going to help your gas mileage, and it's going to make those tires wear properly and last longer. But what do we do if we're out and we have a problem with one of our tires? It's unfortunate, even if we do everything we can to maintain them, sometimes we run over a nail or something like that and we have issues. what I've been doing here currently is I carry one of these tanks in the storage of my camper. This tank is a nitrogen tank. You can get these again at Napa if they sell welding supplies. If your Napa doesn't sell welding supplies, you can go to like a Airgas or National Welders or someplace like that, and you can get a nitrogen tank. But there's a few downsides to this. One, these tanks are heavy. They take up quite a bit of room in the storage, and it's an expensive setup, to be completely honest. This setup here is probably $150 to $200 between the tank, the regulator, the hose, and getting it filled. So Milwaukee has recently come out with their M12 inflator. It runs off of a little 12-volt battery that's about the size of a cell phone. The inflator itself sits maybe about this tall, and it's about that wide, and the hose reels up inside of it. I've been looking at those. I would really like to have one for this video so that I could show it to you. The only problem is my local Home Depot does not carry them yet. I've seen online, if you already have some M12 tools, you can get into the M12 inflator for about $70, which is about half the price of what this is going to cost you. If you don't, and you need the battery and a charger to go along with it, I think they're running about $120, which is still significantly less than this, and you have the added benefit of it doesn't take up a lot of room. The only downside to the M12 inflator is that it fills the tires with air instead of with nitrogen. This is a nitrogen tank, so there's not as much expansion and contraction like there is with air, because air has oxygen and carbon dioxide, which react with temperature more than nitrogen will. So, again, both of them have pluses and minuses. What I've seen online about the M12 inflator is that it will fill a large commercial style tire on, say, a 3/4 ton pickup truck, so like your Ram 2500, your Chevy 2500s, your F250s, stuff like that. It'll fill one of those on one battery charge from 0 to, say, 80 psi. So it definitely, it's got enough power behind it to fill up a trailer tire. I think that's about really everything on this. Like I said, as soon as I get my hands on one of those M12 inflators, we will be back to do a video on that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before we close this video out is I always carry a 4-way lug wrench in my vehicles. And the reason for that is because if I'm changing a tire on the side of the road, I know that the spare tire kits, they come with a lug wrench in the vehicle and everything like that. But the problem with that thing is it's kind of small, it's kind of dinky, and you can't really get a whole lot of torque on it when you got those lug nuts that are stuck on. These are a little bit longer, you get a little bit better leverage on it, and the other side is I only have to carry one tool. This one lug wrench will do my lug nuts on my truck, it'll do the lug nuts on my trailer, it'll do the lug nuts on my wife's Jeep if she calls me and says, hey, I got a flat tire somewhere. So just that convenience of having to carry one tool that's going to do every job that I need is worth it for me. I mean, they're not expensive. It's just one of those things. I throw it under the seat, and I have that confidence anywhere that I go that I can do what I need to do. That about wraps it up for this video. We are going to do some other videos on trailer loading. I know we didn't really talk on that in this video, but again, we're trying to keep these videos to about 10 minutes or less. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, comment, consider subscribing to the channel. Those comments and likes really let us know that we're headed in a direction that you guys want to go. And if you have a suggestion on something that you would like to see, definitely drop it in the comments. You can also go to Facebook. We have a group there. It's the RV-ingTradesman in Facebook. There's a thread in there. Anybody can go in there and drop a suggestion for a video, and we will definitely make it for you guys. That's all I got for you. Stay safe out there.